When I was taken to Gaza, I was kidnapped. I was caught 3 times. And the last time, I was caught by 13 Hamas terrorists. 13. You doesn't have to. Don't force him. I just want him to hear it. He's a person. He's entitled to have his own agenda and opinions. We do not have to have the same opinions.
This American pro-Palestine student just got destroyed in the most graceful way by a former Israeli hostage who was kidnapped by Hamas. She could have humiliated him in a national scale level. She could have embarrassed him and made him look like the fool he was. But instead of that, she chose to speak to him in the kindest and most tolerant way.
It just made me take a huge breath before that, because I really want to talk to you from an eye level, you know? No, it's okay, it's okay. It was only for him. It was not for you. When I was taken to Gaza, they wanted to slaughter everybody. You know what? Maybe you will not believe me. I can present to you my videos that I took there. Do you know how many bodies I saw? Do you know how many bodies were there? Do you know how much violence was taken on me?
A woman that was kidnapped, that saw her friends being murdered in the most brutal way, and was kidnapped by Hamas, is standing next to an ignorant college student, one of the organizers of these demonstrations that has been harassing hundreds, not even thousands of Jews. And instead of being rightfully so angry at him for being the useful idiot that he is, she is saying he's entitled to have his opinion. He's a human being. It's okay that he thinks differently than mine. But let me explain to you what I've seen.
I just want you to know the facts that you talked about, really. Right before the debate started, I wanted to ask you where you're from. Are you from here, from the US? Okay, I visited the US. I have the facts because I've been here. Have you visited Israel before? No. Have you visited Gaza before? Probably not. When he asked you what is a Palestinian and you couldn't answer it, then I'm asking you what is a Gaza civilian? Can you answer me? I will answer to you. When you're advocating for that, and I'm telling you, you're advocating for not have rights, for women to not have rights, because women do not have rights in the Arab society.
Let's talk for a second about what she said about women being oppressed in Gaza. Gaza is probably one of the most oppressive places to women on the face of this planet. In general, the Muslim world is very oppressive and very disrespectful to women. Women are considered in many Muslim countries as objects. They have no rights. They belong to the man. In many aspects, actually in the Quran itself, when a man takes a woman, forcefully even, if a loot of the war, they raided, they killed all the men, and he took a woman to himself, she just became Muslim. No one asked her. Her children are Muslim. If she chooses to go against Islam, her fate is death, basically. She cannot abandon that fate. So the religion was forced onto her. The hijab is forced onto her. The clothing, the behavior codes is expected. Everything is forced onto her. There's so many things forced onto women in these cultures. And she's coming looking at the student right now who obviously believes that he's standing for all kind of justified causes. And as I believe that she is a very proud woman, she looks at him and she says, do you understand that you are supporting the most misogynist, the most oppressing community on the face of this planet toward women? Hamas terrorists, in general, the people in Palestine are not very kind to women. So you are being a useful idiot in the hand of these very bad people. And wow, that's just mind-blowing. Anyway, let's continue and see how she handles it.
You're advocating for people, you're talking about genocide. Well, I'm here to say, when October 7 happened, and that's a fact, they told me it in the inside. They didn't know about the Nova Festival music. They didn't know that we had 3,000 people in there. They planned, and they told me that, they planned to move on and kill as much as they could in Beersheba, in Tel Aviv, in Haifa. They wanted to slaughter everybody. You know what? Maybe you will not believe me. I can present you my videos that I took there. Do you know how many bodies I saw? Do you know how many bodies were there?
How is it that the people that loves to say the most, stop the genocide, end up supporting the ones who actually tried to commit a genocide. And then in the same breath, they like to call themselves progressive.
Do you know how much violence was taken on me? I was caught in the middle of a lynch when I was entering Gaza. And I told you before, I have Arab suppliers, I have Arab neighbors and Arab friends. When I was entering Gaza, and there is a video of that, I saw 100% of civilians celebrating me being taken. I didn't know about the other hostages. I thought it was only me. I didn't know about that. All I saw is 100% of civilians lynching me, beating me up. I was with a broken leg.
You know, they keep talking about the innocent civilians in Gaza. And I'm one of those who actually believe that there is innocent people in Gaza. However, from all the evidence that we have so far, in every footage, and we're living in a digital world that everything is always being televised. At random, there's basically 100% celebration of October 7 in Gaza. You do not see a single video of someone condemning it. You do not see a single video or any evidence of someone trying to rescue these hostages, bring them back. There's a story of one of the hostages, one of this Israeli-Russian guys who managed to escape, and he got caught by the civilians and they brought him into Gaza. Through this entire war, I haven't heard a single story of a Gazan that tried to rescue and bring back a single hostage. That's mind-blowing. Even during Nazi Germany, if you look at Holland, one of the countries that, submitted the fastest into Hitler and Nazism, and over there were people ratting out Jews right, left, and center. They started collaborating very fast with the Nazis and adopted their ideology out of cowardness and out of anti-Semite beliefs that was inherited in them. Still, you had people that were brave enough to resist. Go watch Schindler's List. That were brave enough to risk their own life and say, no, we're not going to succumb to this radical Nazi ideology. We're going to stand against it, even if it costs us in our own life. And they went and they rescued Jews. In Gaza, we haven't seen a single Gazan that done that. A single Palestinian.
I had bruises all over my body. Do you know that I've never cursed them? I've never argued with them. And I've never treated them like garbage. I respected them, even when they abused me. Because I believe that if I want to be respected, I have to respect everybody else. So I'm asking you one thing and one thing only, because I see you're not comfortable. I'm asking you to check facts on both sides. It makes life better. And I had the privilege to be on both sides. And I told you, I started from a place that I didn't watch the news for 11 years just because of that. Talk to people. Private conversation. That's the real facts.
One thing that I can't ignore is how kind and understanding she is with him, while you have Masab Hassan in the background, and he's just waiting to tear this ignorant student into pieces.
They're just uneducated. Like, what's the answer? Listen.
Let's just say that he is way less graceful with these college students in the US.
No, I have been patient and respecting you. You know why? Because you're just an arrogant student with no knowledge, with no life experience, advocating on a very dangerous cause, being a useful idiot in the hands of terrorists.
I came here tonight with a fucking taser because you think you're protesting peacefully?
We went to dance. We didn't attack.
However, I do appreciate the way that she handled this.
Don't get annoying. I'm really asking you as a person.
Now that's why I call students the dumbest version of adults. And the reason for that is not any disrespectful way to students. I used to be a student myself. An average student, a day before he joined university, was still living at his parents' house. Some of them still believed that they can be Spider-Man. Other girls were still obsessed with, why did this guy not respond to my chat message? They have no life experience. They have no job experience. They are kids who just became students, who just entered the world of adults. And now they're being brainwashed and lied to and told that they are the most important generation on the face of this earth. Which is a lie. Being told that they're the most special people on the face of this planet. There's nothing special about you until you do something special. I remember one time I had an employee, a very bright young man. And he came to me one day to the office and he seemed kind of depressed. And I asked him, what's going on, man? And he told me, I don't know, I'm struggling to make friends here. It's like no one is trying to be my friend. And back home, I used to be like the king of my little environment. Like my parents love me, my friends love me, the people in the army love me. I was very popular. And here, no one cares about me. I feel like I'm not special. And I just looked at him and said, listen, buddy, you're not special. There's literally nothing special about you. You are special to your mother. You are special to some of your friends. Here in this new environment, in order to become special, you need to do something special. Go and invent something. Go and learn to play a guitar and make really good music so people enjoy to listen to your music. That will make you special. But just waking up in the morning and feeling like the world's owe you something, feeling like you are the most special person in the world, gives you that false entitlement, which I believe a lot of these students in the US are having it. So back to my point that students are the dumbest version of adults. That makes them the easiest target to be manipulated. And this guy have devoted so much of his life into promoting this pro-Palestine agenda and to becoming a useful idiot for an organization of radical terrorists without ever stepping foot in Israel, without ever stepping foot in Gaza, without ever actually meeting a Hamas person. He is sitting in the same room with the son of Hamas. His father, the father of Mas'ud Hassan, was the religious founder of Hamas. The Green Prince at a certain point became the leader of Hamas. He grew up at the footstep of Hamas and he got out of it. And in the same room, this college student sitting with a real hostage that was kidnapped by Hamas, with a real Hamas former terrorist that was one of the heads of Hamas, that is the son of the founder of Hamas, and he have nothing that tells him that he's outcut, outnumbered. Nothing in that moment made him realize, oh crap, what am I doing here? That just shows you how delusional these students have become. Best thing, honestly, what I would really recommend is go back to your biology class, go back to your human rights, social justice, gender equality. Should dolphins have the right to do abortion on guinea pigs? I don't know what, that is completely up to you. Go back to what you're studying, and if you've never been in Israel, if you've never been to Gaza, if you've never been to the Middle East, then try to refrain from leading demonstrations about that topic and coming and calling Israel a genocide country while actually supporting the real ones who are trying to commit a genocide, which is Hamas and radical Islam in the Middle East. Calling Israel an apartheid and a colonizing nation while actually supporting the only one that is doing an apartheid and colonization, which is the Muslims in the Middle East. The Muslims have literally colonized the entire Middle East. The Muslims have literally by force enforced their religion on the Middle East. Go and talk to the people of Iran. They did not accept Islam with open hands. They were conquered and it was forced to them by force. Until today, they're trying to resist it. So just the fact that you are holding the flag of human rights, of equality, of feminism, of anti-war, anti-genocide, anti-apartheid, but in practice supporting the only ones in the Middle East who are violating human rights, violating women's rights, committing an apartheid, trying to commit a genocide, should tell you something very concerning about the way that you have been brainwashed. Well, anyway, I hope that you found today's video helpful. If you did like it, I would highly appreciate if you can go do a subscribe, like, share, the whole shebang. Also, go and check my Patreon if you want to find direct ways to help me keep doing this job for you, to support my channel and my work, because after all, I am doing this for free and out of my own free time. I'd highly appreciate it in my Patreon. There's practical ways that you can do that. But until then, guys, stay safe, and in general, try to stay away from having very strong opinions about things that you obviously have no clue and no skin in the game. Just friendly tip, a very good one. Take it.